This is a video for Raphael. He asks two very good questions. Is jumping rope good at burning fat? And if you do cardio and weight training, do you have to kiss your muscles goodbye because you're doing cardio? Well, the first question, is jumping rope effective at burning fat? And the answer is not really. You see, for cardio to be effective, it has to have really three things. It has to get you out of breath without getting you exhausted. I mean, you kind of have to be breathy. You can carry on a conversation, but you can't be out of breath. So it's got to get you breathing deeply. Number two, it has to use the big muscles of the body, meaning the legs. The legs, the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, that kind of stuff. And it has to use your legs through a full range of motion. And number four, it has to be uninterrupted for 20 or 30 minutes. Now, when you watch somebody who jumps rope, whether it's an MMA guy or a fighter, if they're good at it, there isn't a whole lot of movement. They're barely coming off the ground. They're barely moving their wrists. Those are basically the only two things that are moving. So again, not full range of motion, very little use of the quads, and they typically don't do it for 20 or 30 minutes. So jogging would still be the best. Walking, elliptical, things like that. Now, when somebody says, yeah, but MMA guys and boxers do it, well, let me tell you something. They do lots of real cardio, meaning road work. They're out there jogging for miles on end. And then they're in the ring either boxing or grappling. So would a MMA guy or a boxer guy be in trouble if he didn't jump rope? I hardly think so. Is it benefiting him that much? In my opinion, not really. I'd much rather see him jog an extra mile or go out and do some sprints. Second question, if you do cardio, will you eat your muscles up? Now let's look at these from a statistical standpoint. If you jog a mile, and I'm not talking about at breakneck speed, but if you jog a mile, you might burn, let's say if you're a big guy, 100 calories. And if you go at a relatively decent pace, 11 or 12 miles an hour, you're burning 100 calories. So you could jog for 4 miles and burn maybe 400 calories. It ain't that much. Okay, so some people think that they happen to jump on the treadmill and jog a mile, their muscles are going to disappear. That is not the case. Okay, if that were the case, football players would be skinny because they practice 4 or 5 days a week and then they have games on Sunday. So again, I wouldn't worry about this. It's just not an issue. If you train, if you work out to get big and strong, and you eat and follow the nutritional plans and all that stuff, and you get on a treadmill or you go outside and jog, and let's say you do cardio 3 or 4 times a week. Let's say you jog 2 miles. So you're burning 200 calories. But again, is that enough of a calorie deficit during your day? You might not be creating a calorie deficit, depending on how much you're eating. So again, these are old myths that are just continue to get, perpetuated because people just don't seem to understand. I do cardio 3 or 4 times a week. I try to do short intervals of cardio because I'm not so worried about doing cardio to burn fat. I'm interested in maintaining my cardiovascular ability, meaning I want to maintain a high level of cardiovascular ability. So I have a lot of fat-burning enzymes running through my body. So when I do eat calories, they're utilized quickly, and when I do eat fats, they're utilized by my body. So by pushing my cardiovascular limits, going out and doing sprints, doing interval training, running a mile as fast as I can, I don't spend a lot of time doing cardio, but the cardio I do is very intense. So that raises your level of performance. And it's hard to do this on your own. Most people need coaches yelling and screaming at them. But if you can do cardio that way, once you have lost the weight, you can do that cardio and maintain your weight. But if somebody's trying to lose 10 or 15 pounds and get that vacuum-packed look, you do have to watch your calorie intake, create a calorie deficit by eating less, and then doing additional longer cardio will help burn additional calories, much better than short, intense cardio. You can mix that in once in a while, but once you have achieved the body fat levels that you want, you can pick up the intensity of the cardio, shorten it down, and you don't have to worry about losing your muscles. That's just complete garbage. Now, if you're a long distance runner and you're going, man, I want to get big and strong, but you're covering 10 miles a day, hey, now you're looking at different opposite ends of the spectrum. You got to either pick one, pick the other, but it's hard to be both. Okay, you can't be a 5-minute mile guy and also be 280 pounds with a 500-pound bench press. It's a little difficult. So you got to pick one or the other. So if you're telling me, well, listen, long distance runners are skinny and all that stuff, yeah, they don't maintain a lot of muscle mass. Hard to get 250 pounds down the road at a 5-minute mile for 26 miles. But if you're just talking about average regular cardio, I wouldn't even worry about it. Bodybuilders getting ready for shows do tons of cardio. It's not fast cardio because they're running on very few calories, but they'll get on the treadmill, elevate it, and walk for 30 minutes, and then 45 minutes, and then 60 minutes as the contest comes closer, and they've got plenty of size. So again, think in terms of football players, boxers, which are very muscular, MMA guys, and professional bodybuilders. So don't worry about cardio. Cardio is necessary to help get you in shape, burn additional calories, improve your cardiovascular system. And again, if you're looking at a vacuum-packed look, you got to total up your calories, create that calorie deficit by eating a little bit less, and throw in the cardio as well. Train hard, train smart.